Do not make these mistakes at Cedar Point. I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. Let's go! Now, of course, any theme park has a ton of mistakes and a ton of error that can happen for anybody, no matter who they are, including myself. I make all kinds of mistakes at Cedar Point. That's actually part of the reason why I have this channel, because I can make the mistakes for you. You can watch me make the mistakes. But even after spending 7 years at Cedar Point and just hanging out there and doing as much as I possibly can and getting to know the park and getting to know the people and getting to know the rides and their like normal ways that they work, I still run into mistakes. I still run into things that I do not very well. And so anybody coming to Cedar Point is going to do the exact same thing. However, there are some tips that I think work for not only Cedar Point, but for every park at least in the USA. So even if you are going to Disney, even if you are going to Universal Studios or Busch Gardens or any other Six Flags park, these tips and tricks should really help you out. So let's talk about what we can do to have a more successful day at Cedar Point or any place else. Okay, first thing not to do. Do not go to the biggest ride that you see in your first line of sight. Now, every once in a while, this is not necessarily true. You might have the biggest ride or the best ride or the most exciting ride that's right in front of you. And you might be there very, very early in the day. So it may be the perfect time for you to go to that big ride. But majority speaking, when you have just the Joneses from Iowa coming to a park, they are not coming out, 40 minutes early and waiting in a line that's non-existent to be able to be the very first person walking into the park. Usually you have normal people, the normies, just walking around and just kind of looking at things. And the normie will walk into Cedar Point and immediately the first thing that they'll see is Raptor, and they'll go, hey, that's a big green thing, I wanna ride that. So then they go to Raptor. And that is the last thing that you wanna do, because that's what every single person who doesn't know any better does when they walk into Cedar Point. So instead of walking into the park and having the very first thing that you see be the very first thing that you do, instead, you need to have a bit of a plan. By watching vlogs like this, like Not Your Normal Guy, or like Mammoth Club, or like All Ears, or like Kyle Palo, if you are looking at those different people talking about what their day consists of, it might help you out a little bit more to know which rides really are worthwhile, because Raptor is not worthwhile at Cedar Point because it gets a really low line later on in the day at about 2 o'clock. But early on in the day, the very first thing that people see is Raptor. So everybody wants to go there. So you get a massive line. And there are a lot of rides like that throughout the country people will see and they'll just all think, that's where I need to go. And that's not usually true. It actually is better for you to go to really small rides, like flat rides. Like at Disney World, you might actually want instead to go hit Winnie the Pooh as one of your first attractions that you would do throughout the day, instead of hitting the bigger ones like Pirates of the Caribbean or Jungle Cruise, because you may find yourself better off attacking 5 different rides that will all have 25-minute waits later, but you get to avoid all of those 25-minute waits, but then you've done 5 different rides, rather than waiting in a line that already has 30 minutes that will later on in the day have a 45-minute wait. So that's sometimes it's better to go to smaller rides rather than bigger rides first, depending on how late in the day you come into the park. Which brings me to my second point, which is do not hit the biggest rides first. Just because Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a big ride doesn't mean that has to be the first ride that you hit when you've come in at 9:15 and the park opened at 9 o'clock. Instead, go for the smaller attractions. Go hit Winnie the Pooh. Go hit the teacups. Go hit some of these smaller rides. At Cedar Point, in that case, it might be better for you, instead of going straight to Siren's Curse if you're a few minutes late for early entry, instead go hit Gatekeeper as your first thing in the day, or go hit Millennium Force as your first thing in the day. If the park is already open, then it may even be better for you to go hit Iron Dragon, or for you to go hit Magnum as your first thing in the day. Something that's a big attraction, but it's not the big attraction. You don't want to go necessarily to Top Thrill 2. Now, if you are the first person there for the day, then of course, go hit Top Thrill 2. That's great. Go grab it and hit it, and then go straight over to Siren's Curse. That's awesome. But you're likely not going to be one of the very first people coming in, which means sometimes it's better to cut your losses and to go for smaller rides rather than the bigger rides, because you will get more done and feel more accomplished throughout the day. So, speaking of normal things, do not eat at normal times. Never eat at normal times. If it's noon and everyone is eating, don't eat then. Really, more likely it's gonna be do not eat at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Because between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, you're gonna have the most people that throughout that hour, maybe even at 12:30, they're gonna all start going, oh, we're hungry now, because they've ridden as much as they possibly can. They wanna get as much time out of it as possible. And so because of that, they're like, well, lines are short right now, so we just wanna power through. We wanna power through, we wanna power through. And they just wanna hit as many rides as they can. So they try as hard as they can to ride as many rides. Well, that's great. They got to ride multiple rides, that's great. But now they're gonna wait in a 45-minute line for a place to grab food. And you don't wanna wait in one of those massive lines. So because of that, those lines could sometimes derail your day just as much as a line waiting for a ride. So do not wait for the massive line. And instead, if you can stop and you can eat at noon or at 11:30 or maybe even at 10:30, then that's really gonna make your day much more expedient, because you could go grab food. You could even take that food into line with you, chomp on it on the way up to the gate, and then once you get onto the platform, then you're ready to throw it away and go ride your ride. That can be a really good and efficient way for you to do your day if you're just trying to hit as many rides as you possibly can. If you want a more relaxing day, which often I recommend, then you may not need to be quite that crazy about it. Speaking of is not relaxing. I don't know how these are all connected so well. I guess I've been doing this for too long. So not relaxing is a massive issue that so many people coming to Cedar Point have. Just because I have tried to ride every single thing in one day does not mean that you have to ride every single thing in one day. I do it because of the love of the game. I do it because I get money from AdSense while you watch me. I do it because I'm a single man and I'm not there with my daughter, and I'm not there with someone else who is trying to ride everything. You'll notice even when I'm at Cedar Point with friends, I don't try to ride everything, because those days are crazy. Nobody wants to just hang out with you on a crazy day. And that's the number one best way for you to frustrate every single person in your group, is to try to ride every single thing in one day with your, like, everyone in your party also having to follow you for that. So instead, take moments. As my daughter says, take bench breaks. Go sit down, go grab a snack, go eat, go get something to drink, and then go watch a show. Go out onto the beach and hang out there for an hour and a half. Go sit in hotel breakers and grab Starbucks while you just hang out and chill and talk with friends. Even if it's not those kinds of relaxations, then do something as simple as grab a meal and sit down with your entire party and talk to each other about your day, about what you've done, about what things you all still want to accomplish throughout the day. Maybe get one thing from each person that they want to do. That way then you have an idea of where everybody is, and if they're feeling frustrated, if they're feeling like they're not being heard, or if they're feeling like just one person is in control of the day. And that's going to help everybody to have a much more successful day, and you're not going to feel so frustrated. You're not going to feel so stressed. Even if you're by yourself, often I will stop in the middle of a challenge and I will go into the prestige pass area, the relaxation area, and I'll grab a bag of chips and I'll sit down and I'll take a little nap for a little bit of time. Because sometimes I just have to. I'm too tired and I've driven for the last 2 days and sometimes you just need that relaxation time. So having that time to relax is definitely worthwhile. And if it's worthwhile for me, then it's even more worthwhile for the people in your group. Speaking of relaxing, you also need to go see shows. Of course, this is the dead horse that I've continued to beat for the last 4 years at least. But going to see shows is definitely worthwhile. And again, a great way for you to relax. You get out of the heat a lot of times, especially recently since they've gotten rid of their big stage. You can sit down. You might even end up taking a short little cat nap during it. But then you get a great entertainment. You get a great show that's happening, and you get off your feet for a 30-minute period. And that's really going to help you, and it's also going to help the people in your party not feel so frustrated. Often one of the biggest reasons why people get so frustrated and their families get mad at each other and they're all yelling and frustrated at each other is because people just aren't heard, or because people are just at a point of exhaustion where they're just too tired, or because they've put so much pressure on themselves to do everything that nobody really gets to do what they want because they all have to be doing everything at all times. And that's just frustrating for everyone. So we don't want that, and instead stopping to go see a show is definitely worthwhile. It's going to make you and your family more happy. You're giving yourself a lot of quality and also a lot of value in those shows because there's so many people working on them. And to go see even a high school show, you're going to spend a lot of money, let alone a caliber show like what Cedar Point has. You would spend a lot of money to go see that out in the wild. And at Cedar Point, it's free with your tickets. So taking advantage of that, I think, is definitely worthwhile. Speaking of everyone doing everything in one day, my next tip is do not plan too much in one day. Planning to do everything in one day is not going to help you, and it's not going to help your family. You're just going to frustrate everyone because they all want to do it. Now, again, I do it for the love of the game. I do it because I want to show you guys what you could potentially do. I want to show you the tips and tricks that can help you to do as much as possible throughout the day to give you the most value. But that doesn't mean I'm actually encouraging you to do those days. Those days are exhausting. I get to come as often as I want, so I get to be your sacrificial lamb. I get to be the person that shows you what is possible, but hopefully you don't do it because you choose instead to have several more days that would allow you and your family to have a more relaxing time and still ride everything at least once that you want to do. But if you plan too much and you decide that you're going to do everything in 1 or 2 days or whatever, and your whole family's upset, that's going to really, really put a damper on your entire vacation. However, you also don't want to plan too little. If you have no idea what you're gonna do, or if you have no idea what rides you possibly might want to go hit first, then you're gonna have a problem with being able to be successful to do what you want to do in the first place. So having a loose itinerary, having a loose idea of what you want to do or what other people want to do in your party is definitely worthwhile. My recommendation is, if you're there with multiple people, having each person give you 2 things that they would like to accomplish throughout the day is definitely worthwhile. Because then you can spend your time and energy making sure that those things get completed, and then you can kind of go and just do whatever else you want to do throughout the day. It may not be the most efficient way to do it, but it is the best way to make sure that everyone in your party is appeased by the end of the day and no one feels like, well, like they got to ride their favorite rides, but I didn't get to. Because that's again, a good way to really ruin your trip. Nobody wants to feel left out when they're at Cedar Point. Now, a great way to ruin your day, to frustrate everyone around you, and also potentially to get yourself kicked out, is to yell at or berate the workers. Do not do that. That's not worthwhile. Remember that the workers are there to help you. They're not there to make your day miserable. Of course, they probably have a few rules that they don't even necessarily agree with, but that Cedar Point or Six Flags are encouraging one way or another, and they have to enforce those rules. So sometimes they may even tell you something that they don't necessarily agree with, but that they have to tell you anyway. That's not their fault, and it's not worth you yelling at them for it either. It's also that, like, in my understanding of what Cedar Point wants and what they do with people too, as much as I can be critical of Six Flags, I don't think that Six Flags or Cedar Point is just fully nefarious and fully hateful of people. Yes, it's a big company and they make a ton of money and also don't pay their people well enough. And I'll die on that hill also. But the rules that these people who are helping you are enforcing are there mostly for your good. And also the people who are enforcing them, they don't deserve your ire because they enforce them. So listen to them and work through those situations. If there's something that you disagree with, just go along with it for the sake of peace. And then you can go up to the front of the park and you can tell guest relations that you are dissatisfied with your day because someone told you a rule that you disagreed with. If that's what you really want to do with the rest of your day, then you can do that. But don't give it to the person who is the part-time employee who then has to deal with your shit because you're mad at them and because you just can't deal with it at that moment. And can't take it to someone who can actually be productive with it. Now, our last 2 points, the second to last one, is being afraid to try something new. So many people come to Cedar Point and they're stuck in their ways. And I'm not just talking about people who are brand new to Cedar Point and go, well, I can't ride a coaster because I'm too afraid to go upside down. Okay, yeah, I am talking to you, but I'm not just talking to you. I'm also talking to the Thuzy who thinks the only thing that's fun at Cedar Point is to ride every single ride 300 times. And that's not necessary. There's so much more to Cedar Point than that. Go grab a drink, go see a show, go sit and relax, go to the water park, go hang out on the beach, go hang out in Hotel Breakers, go grab one of the outside restaurants like the Marina restaurant. Go to TGI Fridays and talk to a great bartender at one of those places. Have some fun outside of just riding every single coaster, or have some fun outside of what you think you like. Just because you think this is the only thing that I like at Cedar Point, there's so much more to it. So go enjoy a character experience. Go do something that's a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Or maybe go ride Siren's Curse, even though you're afraid you might die on it, because you won't die on it, I promise you. So instead, go spend some time at some of these other things that might push you outside your comfort zone and have some fun with them. Putting yourself in a box isn't helping you to have fun while you're at Cedar Point. And the very last one. Do not follow the crowd. If a crowd is going someplace, if you see everyone going in that direction, if you're noticing that on the app, the numbers for wait times for different rides are going up in one area, don't rush to that area. Go the opposite direction. Or maybe start slowly walking in that direction, because by the time you get there, the crowds will have left and they'll be at another place instead. But don't just follow the crowds. Be strategic about the crowds. If you're noticing the crowd is everywhere where you are not, then you are doing what's right. You don't want the big numbers, you want the little ones. You don't want to follow everyone directly to Siren's Curse. You want to go to something a little bit smaller maybe first. You want to go do something that's gonna throw off your schedule from where everybody else's schedule is. So if everyone is going in the same direction as you, go make a stop and go ride Cadillac cars just to throw yourself off a little bit. Go do something to get yourself away from where the bulk of the crowds are, because being with all of the crowds is never going to help you have a more successful day at Cedar Point. All right, so those are my 10 things for Cedar Point and for having a successful day at Cedar Point. What do you guys think of those? Let me know down in the comments if you agree or if you don't agree. I didn't get to unbutton my shirt yet, so there we go. Now we did. If there is something that you guys would like to see me talk about, or that you'd like to see me review, a park in the area, something like that, that you want me to go to, or that you want me to discuss, costs of things, or whatever may be the most helpful right now, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you also have other tips and tricks for things that people can do to either make their days easier or to avoid mistakes that people could do, please let us know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. And anytime that you comment down there, also, you help the algorithm for me and you help other people to hear other opinions that might really help them. Also, if you disagree with one of these, please let me know. Please write it down there. Again, my opinion is not the be-all, end-all of opinions. My opinion gives like one little sliver of my experience, but some of you guys may have totally different experiences, and those experiences are valid, and I want to hear from you down in the comments, because your experience, your counterpoint, might really help someone else coming from Europe to be like, oh, well, just because Trent said that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So, let me know down in the comments what you guys think and what you agree with and what you don't. Thank you guys so much for watching. Press that subscribe button, like button, and also go down and check out Patreon or check out members only for additional content. Love to see you guys down there. And of course, I appreciate any kind of assistance that you guys want to give, because I really would love to see this be a full-time thing for me, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's go. Hey, thanks for watching. I release theme park related videos at least a couple times a week, so press that subscribe button if you made it this far. Also, check out similar videos in the playlist to the right, or find my newest video to the left. Thanks again, and let's go.